I'd like to move on to a little bit of... Okay.
Happy news?
No.
More tragedy?
Not necessarily, no. I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of a discussion with you guys because, no, like there's this topic is becoming more prevalent recently.
All right.
And last year, I don't know if you guys read this. It was a story that circulated Facebook.
Probably not.
You probably glossed over it.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah, that's true. About a little girl named Rylan, who was a deaf little girl, but that's besides the point, who insisted to her parents that she was a boy. She'd be roughly 8 now.
So at what age was she saying she was a boy?
It didn't say what age, but I'm guessing it was like 5 or 6. But she would like present increasing amounts of shame because of how she felt being a quote unquote girl. What were some of the signs that she was like? She just kind of gave her sign language saying that she was a boy? Well, no, she I think she had gotten one of those the things.
Hearing aid?
Not a hearing aid, but like the what is that? The cochlear implant, or maybe I'm saying it wrong.
What did you say?
Nuclear implant.
She got that kind of implant because she thought she was a boy?
Yeah, she took it a little far.
Whoa.
That was
but
quick.
yeah, no, she would say things like, "Why did God make me this way? And when the family dies, I will cut my hair so I can be a boy."
Boy.
And and this can also be sort of attributed to Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's daughter Shiloh, who
has a goofy name and is confused about who she is.
Well, the name is besides the point, but she has an affinity for all things male, wants to be called John. She doesn't necessarily want to, transition to be a boy, that nothing has been mentioned about that, but I was just curious, because this is becoming more and more common.
What, the fact that people want to change their gender?
But also now it's trickling down to younger and younger people. What is your opinion of children having gender identity crises?
It's confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's confusing because you can't really understand it. I mean, I personally can't, because I'm like, all right, I'm content with being a girl,
Mm-hmm.
I've never...
You're content?
Yeah, I'm content.
Yeah.
It's good. It's been cool.
Okay.
Minus, all the women's stuff you have to deal with on...
Shark Week.
Shark Week is never fun. That's the only reason why I want to be a boy.
Yeah, I'd want to be a boy that week, too. But
yeah.
do you think kids have the capacity to know who they really are so young?
I mean, that's like asking if they know if they're gay or straight at that age.
Right.
Like, kids don't even understand what their favorite color is at that age. How can they understand?
Well, at 8, I would hope they know, but...
Well, I mean, but there's still a
But it
world
changes
of
every
things
week.
out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it changes every week. Not only that, like, you're still experiencing new colors every day.
Mm-hmm.
One day you had the box of 8 crayons. The next time you had 12, then 32, and then 64, and then 128.
You're good at counting.
Well,
I was
I was
next?
eating a lot of crayons when I was a kid.
That explains a lot.
You ate a lot of crayons then.
Tastes like purple.
But I mean, Tim, how did you know you were a boy besides the physical aspect?
Looking down.
Yeah, besides looking down.
Had
Because
a
I
wiener.
guess by definition, what you're born with determines your gender.
Okay. This is a question I can answer with a little tale.
A literal tale?
A little tale.
It's
Literal?
like folklore.
Yeah, like some history about young Timmer.
Bring it on.
When I was young, I was about maybe 5 or 6, and I knew I liked girls because of, like, a friend of the family I found cute, and she would kind of baby me and call me her little boyfriend and stuff. And, like, she kissed me one time on the cheek and left lipstick on my face, and I didn't wash my face for like a week.
Aww.
And not only that, there was another time, probably about the same age, where this is kind of more to the point, I guess, where I saw a movie, and it was the first time I seen cleavage. And I had rewound the video like 100 times and just marveled in awe at the cleavage while I felt, kind of
tingly,
aroused. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, that proves that you knew you were straight.
That proves I liked girls at the time.
That you liked
yes.
girls,
yeah.
But how did you know you were like you weren't a lesbian? You know what I mean?
Wait.
Like you could still, I mean, that is true, Beth. You got a good point there. You can still like identify with like wanting to be a female, but still like women.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, like this.
That's like, well, for him. I mean,
this trend of gender identity crisis wasn't a thing when I was a kid, But maybe if it was, maybe I could have had some issues with my identity. Well, like, it's the power of suggestion, I think, in some regard. I'm not saying all of it is like, there's a huge argument of whether or not you're born gay or you're born into the wrong body, gendered body, But I think there is a little bit of suggestion that happens in society or in your family or among close friends. Like, if your best friend is gay and you spend enough time, maybe that a little bit of that, I'm saying maybe, I'm not saying it does, but maybe that kind of rubs off on you a little bit.
Influences.
Yeah, there's definitely influence out there. So, I don't know. I mean, if this kid grew up on an island, would it still have the same problems, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So.
Right. And that's basically because I was thinking about it and how do you know? When I was that age, I was a tomboy, but I knew, I just liked sports. I liked hanging out with the boys because they were more fun.
Not only that, you're closer to the boys, so it's like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have all boys in my family, so that could help. But I knew I was a girl. I knew I at the same time liked some girl things. And I knew I liked boys.
Well, at this point too, there's just so many things that like it's just acceptable for women and men both to like. Like you can like you can't really like designate like activities and like likes and wants to necessarily one gender sometimes. Like football and stuff like that. Like you and I both like football. Like it doesn't mean that like that's necessarily like a gender specific thing,
Like, it could be that there's a conspiracy out there of toy companies who want gender-neutral toys to become more popular.
What is a gender-neutral toy?
Like a ball? Like a pink Hot Wheels car, or, maybe a blue, manly, muscular My Little Pony.
I think it's a white My Little Pony.
It's like a My Little Pony with a G.I. Joe on top.
Combat and sensitivity.
It's countered.
A little bit. Yeah, no, I mean, but I don't necessarily think it's a trend that's easy. I think it's just becoming more accepted, so now people are speaking out more about it.
Well, we just have that opportunity where we get to learn about ourselves and our culture just like constantly, and it's interesting to be able to like address these things. And I know that some people find it that like people are being too overly like sensitive about what things are, and like if it's supposed to like mean something that your gender is different or that you're making that a deal, But I don't know. I mean, I find it really interesting. I think it's fantastic that those people have opportunities to identify with what they feel most comfortable with. But yeah, there's always going to be people out there that just don't understand. Like, I don't understand whatsoever, but if it's going to make them comfortable, then let them be comfortable.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah. I don't have kids, but I like to think that if I did, I would encourage them to just be who you are. I'm not going to influence, either way, but I'm going to let you know that there are jerks out there who, no matter what you do, are, going to have something to say and bully.
Yeah. Well, there's so many times where you see people like crossing the lines of like what gender activities. Like, say for instance, like if you see guys who are male cheerleaders, they always like question their sexuality because of that.
Or other people's. Is that what you mean? That
yeah.
Okay. Like,
not them themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I was gonna say that.
But like other people look at them and be like, okay, does that person have a problem with their like the gender that they have? Like like a boy who does ballet, or even like a girl who wants to be on a baseball team instead of a softball team. It's like it challenges like other ways that people see things and how it's always been. Not how it is now. It's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just something to think about. And a little thing I've just dropped in your mind.
A little nugget, a little seed to grow.
Yep.
Little nug.
And now you'll be thinking of it.